The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's David Palmer, Leo King, and we are here live for Deep Love Tarot for this week of May 20th through the 26th, 2019. If you have never watched this show before, we are live here in the highvibe.tv studios, and we do the tarot live for all 12 signs, and we also do a reading before that for all signs of what's going to go on in the tarot for love this week. We always do it where we are going to pull two different cards. We're going to do the original just Rider-Waite Tarot, and we are then going to do the Ascended Masters again from Thou That Shall Not Be Named. And then I always throw in a little bit of a mixer where we do have these awesome rune astrology dice, where it gives you a planet, it gives you a house, and it gives you a sign. So I give you a triple understanding. Also, the other cool part about this show is that I'm going to be live here in the chat with people. That's one thing that I like to do. We're going to be talking in the chat. I want to talk with people, and I like to kind of, play around and see what's going on with people there. So, and also if you could share this, because I'm sharing this right now to a couple last pages here. If you could share this, we love to have as many people as we can live in the chat. Then that is what makes this fun, because I want to always make sure that when it comes to all this stuff with the tarot and the energy, that we have as many people, we can have a good time. So I'm here sharing. I'm on the last pages to share. If you could share too, and we get a lot of people in here, we always have a blast. So I want to be upfront and real with people. When I do this tarot, it's definitely spiritual and channeled, but I do add a wild kind of edgy twist to it all. So just be prepared. I definitely drop bombs on people, and then if it's good, I drop good, but you know what? And I do throw comedy in it, and I am unfiltered completely. So if you have triggers about rawness, realness, and everything, you might want to turn off the show. Anyway, I just want to give that little warning out there, because some people are never ready for some of that crazy, intense, real shit. You know what I mean? So let's see what's going on in the chat with people before we roll on this. And make sure that you go to highvibe.tv, because all my daily videos are there, my daily horoscopes, my weekly tarot for not love, but for everything that's going on. My weekly tarot that's in every sun sign with the astrology horoscopes are on there. And we've got 8 other people on highvibe.tv now. We just added so many cool new people. We got Rachel on there. We got mental health aspects on there now. We've got all tarot from other people. We got astrology. We've got channeling. We've got angel cards. It's amazing. Check it out, highvibe.tv. So what is going on here in the chat? And there, yeah, I'm hearing my own voice. That's always the best. Okay, so yeah, we got some peeps in here. Yo, yo, yo. So I'm going to start with what is going on with all signs first. And I'm going to do a quick shuffle with you all before we go into that. Life has just been, I don't know how you all felt after that full moon. That full moon was gnarly. And I was saying to people, that full moon is going to be gnarly. It ended a big 7-year purge. The last thing we'll have left is 6 months from now with the new moon. So this next 6 months is definitely a big turn in people's lives. And you know what? Confronting your fear is a big thing, especially into a better life, into paradise too. So definitely check out that video. It's at highvibe.tv. That's the best way to support me to do these shows free. Is I make content, I make daily videos, and have a full, video platform that I put my videos on and a lot of other people do. And High Vibe is a collection of all of us together. And Abby, the co-founder, and I have made a place where you can go hang out and watch lots of videos like this and have a great time and comment, and more importantly, get lots of deep information. So I'm clearing the energy from these decks. I'm going to cut these decks too. And I also want to put some good energy into those. I don't even know what to call these. I'm just going to call them Astro Dice. You know what I mean? All right, let's see here where we're getting at. So I'm going to have to be right here. We are listening to people too. People in the chat last time were like, go closer on the cards. So we are really close on the cards, all right? I want to make sure that we're going to have that. All right. For all signs for this week of what's going to be happening with love, first card that we got is the King of Cups reversed. You know, when you get the King of Cups reversed, you always are at a place in life where you do not have control of the emotions in the way that you want it to be with love this week. But I think that this is us empowering ourselves and realizing that we need to realize that the love situations or whatever the romantic situation is, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, you know what? There is no control of how it's going right now. So instead of trying to overpower it or force something, just let go of the force and empower yourself by being comfortable with how things are going, and that's going to allow love to come in. We did get the Temperance card reversed. So I think it's because we're really impatient and we almost, more importantly, are just not ready for the natural order of how relationships or just the love life that we want it to be. But I think that when we let go of the control and allow it to just happen, it'll happen faster than us trying to quickly get to an answer or quickly make a change or quickly do whatever. If you're in a relationship, there's definitely a time where, you know what, maybe there's a lot of issues. Instead of trying to figure them out really quick and go all over the place, just slow down a second. You have no control. Just let the universe kind of figure its way out, because if you're going to try and control this thing, it's going to go ugly. Our challenge for this week is seeing other people's point of view. So there's definitely a little bit of argumentative for all signs this week. And even just in your own life, when it comes to your own version of love, maybe there is a friend, maybe there is a family member that can help you understand the point of view. But I think the challenge is when it comes to any romantic situation, or even if you're single and you're trying to reach out to someone you like, guess what? They have their point of view of things, you have your point of view. They might not be meeting up this week, but it doesn't mean that you can't have something great. I definitely feel that this is us kind of learning to back off from control in so many ways, including the control of, like, that's that person's point of view. Maybe they have a different schedule. Maybe they have a different life. Maybe they have their other things that they're going through that are unable to meet you where you want to be. So I think when you let go, it will happen. I'll give you a little tip here as a guy. One thing we have to learn as guys is, especially when we date women, we've had to learn that lesson all the time. So to me, I look at this and I'm like, oh, this sounds like a natural thing with relationships as being a guy. You know what I mean? Like, we got to wait. If we try to control with a chick too much or anything like that, if we don't go with the flow, and we don't see their point of view about things, and we try to push it in, they just fly away. So you just got to kind of like go, okay, and then bam, it seems to work somehow. To overcome that challenge, we got the 8 of Cups. That means, you know what, you're still holding on. All signs are still holding on to a lot of emotions from the past about relationships and aren't ready to move into new energy. And this week, we have to move into new energy. Because I think that this whole point of view thing, I think this Temperance reversed, I think this King of Cups reversed, is that, you know what, we are not empowered, we're not seeing the beauty of love the way that we want to, just because we're not fully moving forward in whatever that might be, whether that's leaving a situation or whether that's you leaving your victim situation because you're single, or leaving that you're still attached to hoping something will work if you're single and trying to reach out to someone and they're not really, it's like maybe you just let that completely go and just so you can allow something beautiful to come in. Our spiritual advice card that we got is freedom. Oh my gosh. You know, the advice is to just learn to be free with how everything goes. I think that this is a great card because this is definitely saying it is time for us to just like free this energy, free it all up, let go of all your emotional, weird control stuff. Let go of so many of like, well, what's this point of view and my point of view has to be seen. just go be free. I mean, in love, I think freedoms, that might scare people. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just go be free and just go do whatever I want. No, I think that this is a freedom of soul of like liberating yourself to just be free into the love vibe. Just be free to it and see what happens and just completely detach from outcomes. And I think that's going to help you out a lot. I'm going to pull one more card for that spiritual advice. And we did get the 10 of Pentacles reversed. You know what? Old foundations that we've had that we have found a lot of security in are not there anymore. And so the freedom is forcing us to go find it. I'm going to use another Game of Thrones reference. Last week I can use it because this was the last episode. You know, it's kind of like there is no seven kingdom anymore. You know what I mean? So there is this like, where does things go? Instead of trying to control it or be the way that you want the kingdom to be and your old foundation of how you always have felt with love, this is for you to have the freedom to go explore what is a new foundation for love going to be. Now, when we roll these dice, we're going to get a little bit of clarity here. We got the moon in the 7th house. Ooh, that's definitely when the moon is setting. And we got it in Taurus. How funny that we are finishing the sun in Taurus as we're doing this show tonight. So emotionally put your energy into partnerships and relationships and love that have the same values as you and are worth the time, because Taurus is about the time, it's about the creation process, it's about what is worthy of your energy and what is on the same value system. So definitely don't stress out about somebody or some situation in love that isn't even showing up with the same values, or more importantly, doesn't value you, or is not just in a place where they're showing their energy that makes you feel good. It's the whole thing, feeling good about relationships in the 7th, and fair. This is also about fairness. So pretty intense to see that, you know, and I'm actually looking forward to this week with Love for All Signs, because you know what? This is giving us all the opportunity to do something really cool, really great, by freeing ourselves up, letting go of a lot of control, and you know what? Getting out there on to me, you know what? My guides are channeling. It's kind of like getting out there with the convertible of a big race car and just going out there and just like, woo, just getting out on the road and seeing what's out there. I remember, you know, when we were in high school, I was saw a couple of my old buddies yesterday that I went to high school with and everything. Hadn't seen them in a while, and I think all three of us hadn't been in the same room for over 10 years. And we were talking about relationships and stuff and just even life. You know, I'm born in '84, so, you know, high school, we didn't have, you know, smartphones and stuff like that. And it was like back in the day, we'd go to Del Taco. I don't know if you have Del Taco where you're at. It's kind of like Taco Bell, just a lot better. And we used to hang out in the parking lot. And instead of controlling like, oh, I'm going to go to the parking lot, I'm going to go try and find this person or that person or this or da. It's like, you know what? You just were free and just kind of went with it. And always the relationships that always came into your life were when you just got rid of control, especially by the lockers. You know, sometimes there was that girl that always walked by the locker. You always saw them looking. And then instead of maybe saying it at that moment, right when you were in class with them, or maybe when you were at the dance, you were like, you know, I know they're always looking at me. So I'm going to make that move now. So kind of going with that. All right. Do we have any Aries in the house? And how do people resonate with that reading? Well, we got some 84s in here too. Yeah. They have vegan tacos now at Del Taco. Yeah, Del Taco's keeping it up. We went to Chicken Dip. I lived in a small town. Chicken Dip? I don't know what Chicken Dip is. Sounds cool though. All right, Aries. We're putting a lot of energy into Aries. What has Aries got for this week in love? Aries this week got the Temperance reversed. Well, it's kind of interesting. We got that in the original card. So, Aries, when it comes to love, there's adjustments that need to be made here. I think you're at a place to where it's kind of lost a lot of this nice coming together. It's just like a little bit all over the place, a little sloppy. Doesn't mean that it's a negative thing. I just think that this is where you're going to have to kind of like take your time and put some time into it and actually see if you're feeling the natural energy in your romantic life. If you're single, I think that this is a time for you to realize like impatience is definitely not going to work. So if you're going to try and push things too hard, I definitely, wouldn't see that. But I think coupled, you're going to have to realize that this is a time where there is a lot of adjustment. Maybe schedules are off this week, or I think that more importantly, you know what? It's like learning to find some beautiful energy and compassion back again and find the beauty of the relationship. Maybe go somewhere beautiful, but maybe it's like that there just hasn't been kind of some time to take on the relationship. And also if you're trying to partner right now, maybe that you have to relook at how the time and the energy is going in. Maybe there's not enough, maybe there's too much, maybe you have to re-examine that in a big way. You did get the 10 of Pentacles upright, so that's actually good because it doesn't mean that, you know what, that things are going like astray. I think that this is about rebuilding a better foundation in relationships and building a better foundation in yourself when it comes to relationships, about your own value and finding a better space. I think that there's just adjustments being made. It's almost like you're kind of like cleaning house in relationships. And if you're single, you're cleaning house in people that maybe you've been putting so much time in and nothing's been coming out, and you're reestablishing yourself to be in this great place to where you can have the love that you want. So I actually think that this is good. The challenge for Aries this week is come out of the closet. So definitely it's, I think, saying that there's a part of you that has to come out in a whole new way. Like maybe there's parts of yourself that hasn't expressed yourself, maybe an old part of yourself. Maybe, you know, like as an Aries, you guys got a lot of things that you like to do. Maybe you haven't been doing that for a while. So maybe if you want to attract a lover and you're single, maybe, you know what, if you race go-karts or something, you get back on go-karts. Or maybe if you like doing art, you do your art again. Show everybody what you're doing. Instead of forcing energy on people, you just show people. Come out and show people, like, look at who I am. Oh, that makes it attractive. And I think in relationships, the challenge is like, you know what, maybe you're going to have to come out with what you're really at now, where you're at now. Maybe there's some feelings. Maybe more importantly, I think for Aries in relationships, maybe there's a part of you that isn't feeling a certain way, that you're challenged about feeling the full communication about that, and you're being a little bit like standoffish. You got to push it out there and let people know. To overcome this, again, this card, oh my gosh, 5 of Swords reversed. This is like a typical Aries card to me. But in upright, when it's reversed, it's like, maybe it's such an odd parody here because Temperance reversed with 5 of Swords reversed. Both are very contradictive. Temperance is about slow, growth and just watching the whole universe come together. 5 of Swords is like somebody who's trying really hard, trying to overthink the thing and pushing the thing to the limit. But with it reversed, it's like pulling back a little bit is good, but you still need to know when to also continue to move forward. So this isn't about pulling out completely your energy. I think it's about applying your energy in a balanced and more beautiful way. So it means if I overlook this, and let's see what this spiritual advice is. You got detached from drama. So it's like, you don't need to be so dramatic about everything. Maybe put the drama or the positive energy back into how you're going to come and show people how you are, and use the energy of attraction to you instead of the energy of going towards things so much. And I think that you are going to do great this week. Let's see what your dice is. You got Cancer, Uranus, ooh, that's a weird one, in the second house. So yeah, I think that this is you emotionally finding that there are different ways for you to actually deal with your emotions in relationships. And I think that especially it's about finding a common ground with people emotionally instead of, almost trying to only show your radical views of emotion. I also think that this is important for you to see, like, are your emotions in your relationships, whether you're single or partnered, are they really moving forward into better places, or are you stuck? This is a week where you can get out of stuck emotional places by coming out and by not like pushing it too hard, but just by being natural, not bringing drama, and remembering to show kind of the beautiful colors that you are and the great things that you do show people. So Aries, lucky, not bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think that it's the most dramatic energy though. So if you're looking for something really hot and spicy, I'll be honest with you, especially like bedroom stuff, maybe that comes after you show who you really are in a really cool way. But I definitely don't think it's like the most intense, like, oh my God, this is like, ah! And I know Aries like that, but especially with all this Gemini energy coming in this week astrologically, definitely much more about communication anyway for Aries, right? So we're missing a little astro into there. What's going on in the chat here? When are you coming to the Bay Area again? I don't know. The Bay? I do like the Bay. I like San Francisco. I like San Jose a lot. I like all over. Craig, when are we going to the Bay again?
End of the year, Pacific Northwest.
Are we going into the year?
Possibility, it's in the works.
Oh, that's right. We have something that we're working on that I forgot about. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, might be in the bay soon. So I was thinking about going up maybe to Norwalk this weekend, but I don't think I'm going to make it, unfortunately. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see how that all works. All right, Tauruses out there? Do we got any Tauruses out there? When am I coming to Utah? I almost came to Utah in June, but I don't want to discuss how that was going to be, but that event didn't work out. So, oh man, but you know. I do like Utah though. I like sunsets in Utah a lot. When am I coming to Vegas? You know, I don't know what I'm doing Memorial Day now. So I quite possibly can end up there, or I might go out to Havasu out in the river. I don't know yet. Might go back on the jet skis. All right. Let's see what's going on for Taurus. Taurus. All right, Tauruses. Page of Pentacles reversed. So if you're single, I think that Page of Pentacles reversed is saying, like, maybe you're not communicating correctly your value. And I think that it's important for you to understand that the energy that is coming your way, you have to see if it really is worthy of your time. You know, Page of Pentacles reversed is always kind of like there is approaching energy, but maybe it's not as valuable. Sometimes it reminds me of kind of like solicitors, like to show up and they're like, hi, would you like to buy my da-da-da today? And it's like, no, thank you, I'm okay. But in relationships as well, that if you're in a coupled relationship, I think it's important to use this Page of Pentacles to realize like, maybe that there's not a lot of the understanding going on with certain values right now, but I think it's important for, you know, either A, to find something new, exciting to create together, and see if you're creating on the same vibe right now. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of communication stuff about values and what is appreciated and not appreciated. But also at the same time, this is also, I think, just for both single and coupled Tauruses in their love lives to realize that this is a re-looking at your body, your self-worth, especially a re-looking at how you feel about yourself and how you've been communicating that to yourself and to others. Because if you think you're ugly when you look at the mirror, guess what? It's going to show that to other people. So, and I think that this is definitely kind of a more like weird identity crisis of, you know, it's like kind of like a makeover. A makeover would actually be good for you this week. You did get the Ace of Swords as your second card, which is saying, yeah, you do need to start from a new place in your head. I think that your thoughts about things need to change into a much more positive place to give you empowerment, which you're gonna do. So I think by looking at things that you don't value or in a partnership or in yourself, it's actually having you go, you know what, let me adjust that. Let me actually go to a better place in my head, and you will find power there, and I think automatically you'll get rid of any self-worth stuff or feeling weird or anything, and you'll be in a much better place. So I think that, but communication is key, but also starting from a new place. And I think that it's important for all Tauruses this week in love to be like, you know what, I'm coming from a new place. I'm not trying to go back into the past. I'm not trying to bring up old things that didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. I'm just starting from new, and I'm looking for a good, positive, royal energy. This is, you know, Ace of Swords originally does have that crown on it. And I think that it is important for a fresh new vibe and a fresh new state of mind and fresh communication and not bring in old baggage. Your challenge for this week is the mother, wife, sister, daughter. There's too many roles that you're playing. So how are you going to be in a relationship, whether you're coupled or single, if you're doing this role and doing that role and doing this role? It is a more feminine energy, so it's more of like a taking care energy. And I think that, you know what the challenge is? If you're taking care of, like, let's say if you have a kid, or let's say that you have a dog, and like you're putting that dog first, but you're trying to be in love, or you're trying to work out your relationship, the dog's getting everything, and then you're trying to be the wife, or then you're trying to be the husband, or then you're trying to be the single person who's trying to hook up with somebody, but it's like, oh, I can't, my dog, or I can't because I've got to look after my little sister today, or whatever. Like, you got to really re-examine, I think, like, what roles you want. If you want love this week, start adjusting the roles. It doesn't mean end all of them, but do you really need to do 12 hours with the dog on the couch? Do you really need to help this person in this way for that long? Like, there is boundary lines here, and I think that's what the Page of Pentacles is also saying, is like thinking about where you're putting your energy, and especially with the Ace of Swords, you know, jamming your energy in a better space, thinking clearer. You got the Hierophant reversed to overcome this. New schedules, you don't need to follow these laws anymore or these belief systems anymore of how you think love should be. And this goes for both single or coupled people. It's like, Taurus, Your whole belief system of how you think love should be needs to be eradicated because it's old, it hasn't been working, and this is about a whole new thing with an Ace of Swords and a Hierophant reversed. Old. It's all old. And especially, it's like, this is about, you know what, trying a new thing, a new belief, maybe exploring new relationship styles. But I will remind you that it's the only thing that I think is important about the Hierophant reversed here that's the reversal about what the positive of the Hierophant is like finding love in relationships that have emotional, spiritual depth. If you are going to go look, don't go look for something that's like so crazy that they're not connected spiritually or they're not in the same wheelhouse as you with your spiritual stuff. That won't go well. So this is not about like throwing yourself all the way to the weirdest corner of the universe and trying something different and new. You know what I mean? Like, don't end up in a brothel. No, it's funny. There's no audience here, so I'm just laughing at that thing. Go now as your spiritual advice. So I think that this go now, and this is a great card. Go now for what you want. Honestly, there's a lot of go energy, but how can you go? The spiritual advice is conflicted with this role. Like honestly, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very honest, okay? This is the deal. Taurus, is it really sexy to be, if you're going to go into better in your partnership or if you're single, towards energy for love this week, if you're kind of I'm going to be honest, I don't like her. I don't like Lady Nada. I don't like this card, mother, sister, wife, daughter. I don't know why. It's nothing against women. It's just not a sexy card. There's just something about it that's just kind of like, if you're coming across as like too motherly or too like enriched in your own kind of like family emotional energies, like it's just not attractive. People don't almost kind of, you might disattract people because people want to see you for you. They want to see you for who you are. Don't be like inviting people over to the family right away, or don't be like, throwing all that on them. That's going to be way too much. All right. You got the Sun in Scorpio, your opposite side of relationships, so that's very good, but you got it in the first house. So this is definitely transformation of your identity and transformation of your physical look. So definitely you're going to want to take a look at your look, your identity, but also how you're going about things. Like, are you being real about things? Are you changing the way that you're going to go about things? Very important for you to do. But I also think at the same time, it's about learning to attract what you want, which Taurus does very well by how it looks, how it smells. And I think that this is a big week where, you know what? If you're also not getting what you want and you're in a relationship, you need to find ways to, clear the mind, and more importantly, clear the belief systems and go towards what you want and see if your partner will do that with you or not. And that's where you'll be able to find an understanding if it's worth doing or not anymore, or that you might need to go to counseling, or that you might need some other things. But I think it's a good week for Taurus, just like re-examining who you are, and that could even mean, I don't know, like when I say makeover, it's like maybe like try a new shampoo, maybe try a new hair product, maybe try wearing those old Page of Pentacles reversed. I think maybe go, even if you don't have a lot of money, go to a thrift store maybe. Go buy a new shirt or something. Go try something different. Uranus is in your sign. Try something edgy. Try something a little different. You got Hierophant reversed. You don't need to be old school choir, girl or boy anymore and like doing the same thing over again. Like you're over that shit. It's not even worth it. It's like, go have a good time. You got the go now card for your spiritual advice. Like, universe is like supporting Tauruses to go for it. Like, go for it. You know what I mean? Just don't end up in, like I said, a brothel. It's funny because we were talking about that. Poor Lamar Odom, and what he did. You don't want to end up like that. Go now. I know that Geminis probably want go now. Jupiter's in opposition. Oh my gosh. Geminis kind of had a crazy reading if I remember last week. What do we got going on in the chat? We got Gemini Moon. Okay. Remember, this also applies for rising signs especially, and it can apply for your moon sign about how you're emotionally dealing with things. What do we got in here? The Relationship King. I wish I had that title, but I don't know if I could ever hold that title. Attract what I want. Oh, I'm inspired. Thank you. Oh, cool. Thank you for being here. I go in order. Yeah. Spice it up. I'm trying to spice it up. Don't let the family roles take fully over who you are as the role of self. That was a good Amy. Really good thing. Good info there for the Tauruses. All right. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. These things, like, come on. I'm teaching Gemini patience right now. All right, Gemini. What's going on with Geminis? Star card. Okay. Wow. This is a whole new position. This is raw and naked. This is a good card. This always comes after the Tower, but definitely there's been some gnarly relationship stuff going on for Geminis. This week, it's about reassessing everything and starting from a blank sheet of paper. It's raw and naked. It's having to listen to the divine. It does have the 7 sisters up here, the Pleiades. So there is this like refining your light energy. And I think like renewing, because I think there's been a lot of crazy energy going on. So this is good to kind of like restart from a pure space in yourself. But it is very raw and naked. It is very like kind of feeling a little bit desolate, a little bit energetically. So that doesn't mean it's lonely. It can feel lonely though. So don't look at this as lonely. Look at this moment in your life this week. If you're single or if you're partnered, if you're feeling weird about your relationship, or if you're single and you're feeling lonely, that you're actually at a great place in your life of starting a lot of fresh things to figure out love. If you have a complication in a relationship, this is like you kind of processing and clearing a lot of your own energy out so you can deal with it and find out what's going to happen or not. So, not bad. You got the Knight of Pentacles upright. That's great too. Slowly start building the new things. So this is about not rushing into anything this week. This is not about rushing to conclusions in your relationship if you're in one. This is about taking it slow and starting to process things of where you feel you're going. Do you feel like it's being in the right place? Do you feel like the value's there? There's a lot of assessment going on this week for Geminis, and it's definitely not a fast week of like whoopity-doo. And if you go into that while you got to remember with the star card, like it's kind of reminds me of like a little newborn baby. Like you just wouldn't throw a newborn baby out into like an oil field and like throw it out in the oil. Like it would get dirty quick. And with the Knight of Pentacles, there is this like slow trot that needs to happen about things. So in single or relationships right now, Gemini, don't rush into anything at all, especially the single ones out there, or especially because due to loneliness, because, you know, you're not getting things the way that you want to right away, especially now that the sun is moving into your sign and everything. Woo! Definitely want to be careful. Let's see what that challenge is. That challenge is twin flame. You might believe somebody is a twin flame this week. That really is not. And I think that is the problem, is that you do not want to start getting into some sort of weird situation because of loneliness and start projecting this crazy idea that you are literally in some sort of twin relationship. You are a twin yourself. You might be playing games. You might have turned into the other twin right now. And you might be like actually thinking, oh my God, I need this. I'm lonely, or I'm not feeling it. And it's a slow trot. And oh my gosh, it's like, why don't you go a little bit longer on the trail? See what's going on. You know, I always use this analogy, but I'll use a different kind of one. Like if you go to Disneyland, are you going to really just go on the first store that's at the first thing? Like maybe look around Disneyland before you go to the first store. I'll tell you, when you go to Disneyland on Main Street, the first things are boring. They're boring. It's like the firehouse to the left and lockers to the right. Is that really what you think your twin is a locker? To avoid this situation and to get out of it, you have the Ace of Cups reversed, that you have not dealt with the emotions fully yet. That's the issue. So the star card doesn't mean that you're cleared out, you've gone through kind of a lot of chaos, but you're not ready to start new emotionally. And that's the thing. If you're trying to get into a new relationship you think is a twin, or you're trying to deal with a twin situation, or you're dealing with somebody that you feel has been your twin or anything, there's still a lot of emotions that need to be fully understood and done with before you can even move into this energy. So if you're starting to, I don't know why I'm feeling for all Geminis, even if they're in a relationship, because I'll be honest with you, Gemini is the one sign where they could be in a relationship and anything and switch their whole idea about things, and it's all in their head and they don't reveal it, right? Like, don't start believing you're in some crazy, amazing situation right now when you know it's probably not, due to what you've been going through in your life. Definitely relax and actually process the emotions. This is not a fulfilled thing. When you get the Ace of Cups after this twin flame as a challenge, I'm sorry to say, It's just going to, especially that you're the star and you're like basically at renewal in your life, you don't have a lot in the tank as you're filling up gas and you're expecting to be filled with gas. And if you want to use just a little gas you have on something that you think is this magical thing, I'm telling you, it's not, especially if it's new. I think if you're dealing with old or you're in a relationship, you're having to see, is this your twin? What are the emotions there? What values do you have? And can you really, from this new place that you're at, really continue with that or not? You have those questions to do. Your challenge that you got for this week is the meditate card. How funny. You know, it's so funny that it actually came up reversed at first. I will put it upright for everybody. I am doing upright this week on these Ascendant Masters, but the spiritual advice is to meditate on things, to slow down, to really see things clearly, because there is not a lot of clear understanding right now this week for Geminis, and to really slow the fuck down. And I know that's going to be very difficult with the transits at hand this week astrologically. Slow down. Oh, this one rolled off, so we're going to throw, oh, uh-oh. These little dice. All right. Gemini's got the South Node. Is that again? I don't know if they got the South Node last week. South Node in Scorpio. Oh gosh, you know, just South Node in Scorpio is way too over-attached or way too trying to penetrate something in the 11th house. You know what this means? That it's almost like trying to almost deeply connect to something for some sort of like thrill, or more importantly, some sort of like almost you're trying to have something just for status, just for like what other people might think, or to do something against other people. Or more importantly, you know, it's like overly trying to create this powerful connection that really will somehow, you think, take you to this new world where it's not. The North Node in Taurus and the 5th is you having to do things from your heart that is actually more valuable. Do not get caught up in a crazy situation this week. It will destroy actually your heart, because it'll take you to the most faraway place from who you really are. I'm actually concerned, so I'm pulling one more card. Yeah, Queen of Wands reversed. I'm concerned because you will lose your true happiness by going into a new situation that you think is twinny, by actually really realizing that it's not of your heart, that it actually is pulling you into a world that is not who you are. And that's even including if you're in a relationship, this is you reassessing like a lot of things right now, and there's a lot of little dramatic situations going on, and I think it's important for you to just take your time and process things and really realize, you know what, there's a lot of weird emotions, and to trot slowly through things right now and not make brash, crazy decisions, because it will create you to lose your happiness. And, you know, you could like think that going through the thrill of going out and having fun and craziness in the 11th house, the South Node in Scorpio, is fun, but you will end up not in a brothel, but maybe working at the brothel. Just kidding. That goes for men too. What that means though is you don't want to end up in a place that you don't really want to go. I keep getting like a dark vibe from somebody trying to tell you they're your twin, or somebody who's just really using you. And this is definitely not a week to go towards that vibe. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, what do we got here in the chat real quick? We got savage. Yeah, I'm a little bit savage when I do this shit. I'm very skeptical about the twin flame thing. So am I. I think that, you know, it's a little bit weird. Twinny or Audi? Oh, David in the comments are funny. Yeah, there's some funny comments in here. Nope, not doing that. Okay. Knock it off with the twin flame thing, guys. Oh, I know. Some people are really very sensitive to the twin flame thing, you know. So let's be nice to the twin flamers out there, you know, as much as we can. Although I'll be a little savage right now. I always tell twin flame people this. I'm like, go poop next to your twin and tell me if your guys' poop smells the exact same. And if that means maybe that's the test for the true twin flame thing. Okay, Cancers. That's fucking a savage comment. But it's a joke, but it's also funny. And it also makes you kind of think about the twin flame thing. And I'm not saying that twin flames are right or wrong. I just like have kind of like an astrological thing about Pluto, Saturn, and Libra in 82 and 83 has not finished its full cycle until January 2020. So lots of people thinking twins are twins when they're not. I've said it, I've put it out there, and that's the astrologer talking, not the cards. All right, Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. King of Cups upright. Cancer, this is a great week for you to actually finally start to empower and feel good about yourself in love, but you have to be able to have the strength to go through it. Now, if you're in a coupled relationship, you need to stand up for your feelings. If you're single, you need to be willing to even go explore feelings. You need to be able to realize that you have the comforts that come when you do experience feeling. Cancers are in a great time, but that great time is to be used whether you're in a negative situation, because Cancer could be feeling like this is a negative situation right now in my life, whether you're single or in a relationship. But the truth is, you have the power to set the standard of your emotion and empower yourself by wanting to feel what you want to feel and not blocking that out and owning those emotions that you want. You got the Hierophant upright. This is awesome. This means that you definitely want to make deep connections this week. If you're in a relationship, you want to come from a deep spiritual place. You want to find, a traditional good relationship too, but also you want to find a way for you to empower yourself and kind of set a beautiful new tone for the relationship. If you're single, this is about setting a more beautiful tone in your life by finding a relationship that you're having feelings about and really seeing if there is a very deep emotional, spiritual bond there. So it's very good. There's a lot of deep, and if you're in a relationship and there is no deep spiritual bond and you're not feeling powered, then you know you're in the wrong relationship. That's going to be very, very powerful this week. Your challenge that you got for this week is the positive change. So you're afraid to make a positive change in your life. You're just so afraid. You actually think that the positive is a negative change. The truth is that positive change comes by stepping forward with the empowerment of what you're feeling, by actually seeing if there's depth and emotion there and actually going there. But you know what? One thing about the Hierophant is like being on the same belief levels, being on the same traditions and values. And I think that it's important for you to see that in a current relationship, or if you're single, to go explore and see if that's even there. But if you don't make a change, there's a challenge. Like Cancers are afraid to change anything, but positive change, have you ever thought about that? That change is positive, even though it might look negative to you because you want control of your emotions and you feel almost that you are, especially with this Hierophant card, that you are committed all the way. Even with people that, if you're single, that you already are done with. It's like you're still committed to this weird vibe. Like, this is about making new positive changes in your life and trying new things. You got the Cancers are fucking gonna be hot this week. Holy shit. Knight of Wands upright. Go for happiness and love, whatever that is. If you're in a relationship, try and light that up in your relationship more. Try and just fully go at it. You're not gonna overdo it. But if you're single, you need to be very blunt and clear. To have the Knight and the King of Cups, like the Knight of Wands and the King of Cups, you need to own that love and you need to express it. You need to show it. You can't be afraid of that shit. You gotta go. And this is an amazing week. Holy cow. I am stoked for Cancers. And then you got fertility. Holy shit is your spiritual advice. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna get pregnant or anything, but this is about creating something beautiful. So, and this is Pan. So there is this exciting energy about flying again and getting the youth back in yourself. And so if you're in a relationship, you need to bring the youth back and make the positive change and bring the fire back and get back to the old traditions and set your tone of where your emotions are at. But if you're single, why are you not doing this? Why are you not letting the other person know? Why are you blocking all this great energy out? This is an amazing spread here. Holy cow. You got Libra, Neptune in Libra. Oh, that's good in the third. Yeah, you do need to communicate your soul's understanding of peace. And you know what? The environment you're around, is when you're around the right person, is going to be the most blissful, magical place. So it's important for you this week in all Cancers to really communicate the soul's emotional feelings about how you feel in relationships. And you have to be vulnerable and you need to be honest, and you just need to put that out there so you can have the magic in your life. Cancer, great great spread for both coupled and singled. Although I would think with the coupled, it could go a little funky if you're afraid of making a positive change, if you're not happy and you have happiness that you see on there on the horizon and you're not going to do anything about it. But Cancers, aren't very, when it comes to communication, it's like you're waiting for the perfect moment. And there is no perfect moment. I'm sorry to say, Cancer. It's just about expressing and showing how you want to feel. You want to feel good now? What do you say? Oh, give me chicken noodle soup, or oh, call the nurse, or oh, get my blanket out, or oh, change the room up. You do that right away. You make your environment all clean and nice and beautiful. But how come when it comes to communication, either A, it's like kind of critical quick, or B, it's like you're waiting for the right time? You don't need to wait for the right time. You just need to say it. I know that can bring anxiety, but the truth is that the anxiety is just caused because you're afraid of what will come back, that it's not the exact way that you want it to come back. Welcome to the blanket. You needing to adjust the blanket to be just right for you to feel like you're in your little cocoon shell. I know a lot of Cancers who love to be in blankets. It's like, honestly, if I were to start a blanket company, I would just target Facebook ads on Cancers. What do we got in the chat real quick here? Literally, no such thing as the right time. You are right with that. Remember, you're a crab, not a chicken. Oh, I like that one. We're calling out you Cancers. Are you chickens? Cancer here. Mars was in Cancer when I was born. Isn't it Mars in Cancer now? Yeah, go for your, take some courage. You got this, Cancer. All right. I like the calling out and seeing if Cancers are chickens. All right, this is for Leo, and I'm a fucking double Leo, so I fucking can use this shit really bad. Last week was such a fucking horrible reading for Leos. I am just come on. I feel like I'm at the roulette table in Vegas here. Come on. I'm even going to roll the dice a little bit in my hand, and I'm not going to look, and we're going to roll them again. Come on. I feel like we're doing some craps, too. All right. Here we go. Oh, come on, Leo. All right, Leo, 7 of Cups reversed. There's a lot of things in relationships, or if you're single right now, a lot of options out there, but you got to narrow it down. In a relationship, you have a lot of things that you want to feel in a relationship, you got to narrow it down. This is about, not getting too overwhelmed with so many different emotions and so many prizes and how you think it's all going to go. Definitely it's about narrowing things down. So too much is too much. Or looking too far and looking at too many things, you're not going to be able to get all that. You're going to be able to get the best, though, when you narrow things down. I think that there's a lot of emotions, too, that need to just be stopped for a second and go and let's just look at this. And this is good about being about reality. It's okay, this is how I'm feeling and this is what I want. But getting distracted on all these other things that look shiny but are really not if you're single, or even in a relationship about what you expect your partner to be doing right now that they can't be doing. It's let go of that right now and just focus on the one thing that they are doing, or focus on the one thing, if you're single right now, that is the most shiniest that the other ones don't have. Second card is the Empress reversed. So there's definitely a lot of self-worth issues going on with Leos right now, especially being able to manifest the happiness and the love they want, whether they're in a relationship or they're single. Leos right now are having a time where they're having to come to terms with if they actually find a way to start focusing on more of what they want instead of all these things they want and get more narrowed down, this can be easier to manifest. It's like trying to be on a farm and I'm going to go out there and we're going to do corn, we're going to do apple trees, and we're going to do palm trees at the same time. You know how hard that is? You have to go out to the desert to grow palm trees. And while we're at it, why don't we just throw something else on there that we're going to try and do? It's that's too much. But if you focus on corn, or you focus on that person, or you focus on the good things in this thing, and then this is also in yourself. Leo, this is where you have to also see that you have a lot of great talents and skills and a lot of shiny things to show people. But you know what? It's almost like you're trying to do too much. So just focus on just the most important thing and the great parts of yourself, and you'll find your power back, and you'll find your ability to create and harvest and manifest things again. Because I think that there's been a lot of doubt, but I also think that you've expected way too much, and you got to bring that expectation back down to a reality sense this week. Challenge is following your heart. So Leos are very complicated in situations right now about what they love and what they don't love, where's the heart going and everything. I think that this is a very kind of interesting thing that I think that the challenge has been is, you know, what does your heart want? And I think we're going to have to find this next card to help describe what that is, the Hangman. Leo, you, and I have to talk to even myself here, but you know, Leo's feeling stuck about your heart is due to the fact that you're not seeing things that are the way that you want it to be seen. The Empress knows exactly the beauty she wants, and the Seven of Cups is having to realize, like, maybe things aren't as shiny as they are. So maybe you're in situations, and maybe that the situations, if you're single, that are in front of you aren't really what you really want. So why follow your heart to something that you don't want? The Hangman has been saying, you are looking at things, and even though it's been kind of a stuck situation, you're getting the observance that you need to even understand what your heart is. So this week for you is like, this is just like setting the tone of understanding what you like, what's really going to be really good, and what's not. I think that it's important for Leos, though, to like realize, like, you know, following the heart right now is very difficult because possibly nothing's showing up. And I think that a lot of it is like you feel stuck. But I think a lot of it too is you got to get back into your self-worth energy and power and start to create and show that beauty again of yourself, because the Empress is beautiful. And I think that you have to narrow down a lot more of where you're going. There's too much all over the place. And the spiritual advice is the Lover's card reversed. Holy cow. Man, Leos just have some weird love shit going on. I think that this spiritual advice, and I should have pulled the Ascended Masters deck, which I'm going to do, is positive change. I think that, you know what, spiritual advice is positive change through looking at old situations. Maybe they are not what you thought it was going to be. And you know what? Anything that isn't what it's looking like is going to be love, that is what is causing you to feel so blocked. So create change. Get out of situations that are not feeling like they are the greatest ever. Aries, Saturn, 7th house. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. You're having to, Leo, decide on what you want in relationship and define it the way that you want it to be. If it's not going to be defined the way that you want it to be, it ain't going to work. That's if you're in a relationship, and if you're single and you're bringing something new in. If it's not, and I know that might sound super pompous and super Leo, but you know what? Being a Leo is gonna, you have big, Leos have the big hearts. I mean, the fuck, you're talking to Leo King here. You know what I mean? It's got to be love the way we want love, or it ain't love. Sorry. Don't forget about that, Leo. It's almost like Leos have forgotten that. So, well, and that's Jupiter and Sag too, teaching Leos how to love again from their own way instead of their, and I think, yeah, partnership is fair and all that. We're not, you know, but we're in a love reading and we're talking about love here, and we're talking about this is a new way for Leos to love, which is not new. It's going back to the way that you used to love. I think that positive change is going back to the old ways that you used to love, pre the way that you've been loving for a long time. It's remembering that little kid again, remembering what love used to be like and allowing that new positive change to come in and be that positive change. Like actually try change this week in different kind of situations, or try to go about relationships in a different way that you're in, or if you're single right now. So very big energy there. Holy shit. Yeah, kind of gnarly, but oh, Leos. What do we got here? Have we got any Leos in here? Somebody said, you're really going through a dark night. I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to somebody in the chat, but I wouldn't say I'm going through a dark night of the soul. I know what that shit feels like. Holy crap. Love sucks here, Leo here. You've never followed your heart this direction before. It's unfamiliar. That could be true. Own it, yeah. Anyway, looks like the Leos are all just like, wah, wah, wah. All right. Virgos. Virgo. You know, this card is very Virgo to me. 8 of Pentacles. This is meaning that you've mastered in your love life doing the same thing over and over and over again, okay? Like, it's kind of like we need to move on. Now, you're masterful in relationships, but you have to move to a different level now. It's like time to get out of the same situation that you've been doing in love constantly and constantly. I think for single people, it's like you've been to you try the same person all the time. And even in relationships, it's like you try applying the same thing to build a better relationship, but like you're not trying anything new or different. So it's tired, it's old. You're gonna have to try something new this week. You got the 4 of Pentacles reversed. So definitely that you're holding way on too tight of how your masterpiece. It's like you have this like master plan as a Virgo. I wish I had some glasses right now and be like, oh my gosh, you know, like I have this master plan of how I figure my love life out and how the relationship should be and how, you know, if I'm single right now, how love should come in. It's like, yeah, right. Like maybe you need to like let go of the kind of stuff that you've been holding on to so much of how you expect it all to be, because it ain't working no more. And it's kind of like a 6th grader who, you know, you're really good at book reports, but wait till you get up to the higher stuff where you have to actually do some like crazier stuff here. So this is about Virgos expanding out of their, I would say, their abilities of how they handle relationships and actually going to higher levels and seeing that it could go better by actually going to those levels instead of being timid and afraid. Your challenge card is find blessings in your current situation. That's the problem, I think, is that you don't find any blessings in your current situation. But I don't know why I'm getting this, because we got these 2 cards before. I'm getting that you're unable to find blessings in your current situation because you keep staying in the same current situation. That might sound crazy, but it's like you stay in the same situation all the time. Why? You think it's great? Maybe you think the challenge is that you actually find a blessing in it, which there is a blessing in it, but is this going to move forward? Is this going to go anywhere new? Oh, this is the issue. You don't let your emotions fully out. You hide them. So it's like you've been holding on to your emotions, but how long is it going to get till you're going to like let all the freaking blah out? When are you going to like let the blah out? When are you going to let the truth out? When are you going to let all these deep subconscious feelings out? And especially if you're single, you know, it's kind of like you keep getting in situations where it's the same person and the same kind of person, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not getting that depth I need. I'm not getting that feeling I need. Well, it's because you keep going for something that doesn't have something. You keep doing the same thing over again. You just keep doing the same shit over and over again. It's like not stopping. Oh, weird. I don't know why I got told to put this. Your spiritual advice is the Tower reversed. So, like, you need to pay attention to your fear of chaos. The spiritual advice is like to let go of the fear of chaos. Like, let go of this fear of seeing what will happen. Things will not destroy by you applying new things, by you expressing your feelings. Things will not be destroyed. You're afraid of it being destroyed, though, by being real. So this is about being real. And I know Virgos can be very real, but there's been something lately in the universe that has been just causing them not to be. And you got the Yes card. So, and you got Ganesha, all right? You have so many open different opportunities. Go try them out. If you're in a relationship, try new things in the relationship. Go new places. Try different aspects of it. But if you're a single Virgo, you are not going to blow your whole world up by going into awesome new opportunities, and all doorways are open right now. So Virgo, you could be having the best love of your life right now in a relationship or single if you actually went. I forgot to do the dice. We got the first house, Jupiter. So yeah, you do got to explore a new you in Pisces. You got to explore a new spiritual way about going about things. And more importantly, I think that this is about learning to enjoy like life more, enjoy what you want, like totally like let go of this systematic way of how you see things and explore more magic, whether that's in your partnership, and if it's not there, well, you're going to know where that you need to change those things. But if you're single, like go go explore a new fantasy that you've never tried before in your life. Like, honestly, and stop doing the same systematic thing you keep doing and the same kind of dudes or the same kind of women or the same kind of humans or gender fluid. Like, do something completely radically different. I guess not radically, just more in touch with your real emotions and soul. Instead of playing it like a board game or a card game, or like, we're not building cars here. We're not building a computer here. Like, we're just trying to have love. It's not that complicated. And I think that's the whole thing, is like, Virgos have gotten way too complicated about trying to figure everything out instead of just fucking being bold and trying it. What do people say real quick? Shark diving, yeah, love is boring right now. Wah, wah. I predicted the devil, the tower, the ten of swords for Sagittarius. Okay, we're not at Sag yet, we're at Scorpios, people. Well, actually, no, we're not even there, we're at Libras. So, people getting ahead of themselves, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't ruin the reading for other signs. You know what I mean? Or if I was a Sag, I'd be like, oh man, don't predict some negative stuff. This is Libra time. And I know Libras love relationships, right? So it's a big deal. All right, Libra on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Leo. All right, Libra's got the Judgment card reversed. This is a big call in your relationship world, whether you're single or whether you're in a partnership, because are you being pulled off of your path? Is the relationship pulling you away from going towards where you were originally called for from the universe? The Judgment reversed is saying you are not following the calling that originally was there. Is that bad? We're going to find out. But Judgment reversed is really saying, like, it's almost not heeding the call to God. So maybe losing some sort of connection to your divine path. So you got to pay attention to that this week. Like, where are you losing your divine path? Where are you losing even your own connection to the divine? And that's important. Judgment reverse, it's not that you're going to be judged, but it is a time in your life where it's like, in relationships, do not get off your spiritual path. Do not get off a path that's taking you on a course that's not really where the universe wants you to go. You pulled the Tower card right after that. So this is pretty intense, because this is kind of this intense, very passionate energy that's coming in, but will it be your downfall? To have the Judgment reversed right after the Tower card, this is like a situation, whether you're in a relationship or you're single right now, like, if you really have to pay attention right now. This is like a time for you to really go, am I on the right path? Or is this heading towards a cataclysmic intensity that's going to go radically wrong? I think that it's very important for Libras to go, right now, I need to get back on my alignment so I don't head towards the Tower. And I also think that this is a time where, you know what, there's so much going on, there's so much already on your plate. Like, is the relationship just going to be that thing that just kaplunks everything? So you have to pay attention to that, because Libras, when it's unbalanced, then the whole thing comes apart. And you don't want this explosion of emotion to come out in the wrong direction by taking on too much. Your challenge card is your balance of your career and your home life, which honestly, a lot of that is your personal life and your goals, which goes exactly with the Judgment card. Remember that the Judgment card is the angel and the trumpet calling towards your calling in life. With it reversed, and with this challenge of your balance of your career and your home life, there's an imbalance right now of your personal life and where you're going on your spiritual journey. That you're being pulled away. It's either too much home, or, especially because it's the Judgment, the Tower, there is this point where it's like, it's almost like too extreme. You think you can reach the top by not being on your path and putting too much imbalance in your personal and in your goals. Like, it's just not going to happen. You can't get there. It won't happen. Like, there's too much imbalances going on here. And this is about getting back on path. Now, to overcome this, you did get the Five of Wands reversed. So this is saying that this is not a time to get entangled with too many things. This is a card that deals with conflict when there's too much entanglement. And especially it's a wand of love. Like this is a time to not get way too entangled. Like, because it's becoming a knot that has too many tangles in it. It's like behind a TV. There's too much energy getting knotted and it's holding you from where you're going in your life, especially with love and relationships right now. You need to kind of detangle a little bit and get back on your path. That doesn't mean that the whole relationship's going to end or anything, just so you're in the right place to be in the relationship the right way. Because if you get way too entangled and way too complicated and way too this, you are going to blow up energetically. Libras blow up. That's why you guys have that Scorpio in the second house, you know, when it's not feeling the way that you want to feel, kaboom! And that's why you guys have Aries as your 7th house, kabam! So you're like headed towards a kabam situation by getting way too entanglement right now. You have to really balance things and you really have to get back on track. Your spiritual advice card is focus upon your strengths. Focus on your own strengths right now. It is the time to focus on your own stuff, your own direction. It doesn't mean that you're pulling out of things. It just means that you're focusing on yourself so you can be in the best place for yourself right now. Because if you're just way too entangled in other things and you're so imbalanced and you're not on your track right now, you're going to get really, it turns into like a rabid dog that's like, hasn't eaten for 3 days because it was out playing for too long. And then it was like, uh-oh, I'm the seeing eye dog for that one person and I forgot to be doing that because I got too much having fun with the other dogs. And then coming back and then that seeing eye person is still on the street corner and can't make it across the street. How would you feel? Of course you would feel like the tower, kaboom. Or you would lose a job, or you would lose your grip on where you're going. So, whoa. You pulled Mercury in Virgo, so to think about your reality and not for your fantasy in the first house. You got to think about yourself, first house. And so it's important for you to think about your reality right now, your schedule, and healthy. This is opposite of Pisces. This is about your health. This is about staying clean. This is about staying in a good vibe, sober, and thinking about where your life is going right now in a pure state and not getting entangled in a Piscean opposite 7th house situation where all you're thinking about is kind of the fantasy of relationship or the toxicity that could come from that because of getting too entangled and too much. So this is definitely a week to think about you, get your life straight so you can have the relationships go better. It doesn't mean that you have to leave a partner if you're in a relationship. It doesn't mean if you're single that you're never going to have the love that you want, or if you're seeing somebody right now that you're excited about that it's going to go bad. It just means that you just have to get readjusted because you don't want to burn them. Libras are interesting. I can see that. You know what's funny was I just flipped the judgment upright, which means you guys will be fine. It just means like, just get back on track, get back to the way that you were, get back into a rhythm. Don't get so entangled right now. If you're too entangled, Libras get really in a bad place when they're entangled too much. I would say that the sign of entanglement can definitely be Aquarius. And for Libras, that is their 5th house. So it's like when it's the right entanglement, it's right. But when it's all over the place and there's too many connections and you have too many connections trying to do work, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to do this, and have a relationship, you're not able to do all, and then you pull out and then you burn out on people and then they wonder what they did and they did nothing wrong. It was just your own managing of your own time, managing of your own heart and what you connect with and, you know, needing to know balance. That's why Libras need to understand balance in their life. All right, we are almost through here. How did people react to that one? Some people not might be good or happy. I know there's, you know, oh, well, thank you for being fun. Get out of my head. Oh, okay. I will get out of your head. All right, I know the Scorpios are like, come on, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. First card we got, the Tower reversed. So this is definitely a time where avoiding negative situations this week. You're not going to fall. Nothing is going to go bad this week. But definitely when you get the Tower reversed as the first card, especially in a love reading, whether you're in a relationship or you're single, this is definitely about avoiding actually destroying your life, you know, in a way. So it's like, really, if something is feeling like it's too much for you right now, you just pull out. because you don't want to, it's a house of cards. That's what the Tower is. You don't want to put too much on yourself right now because then it all falls apart. And you got the Two of Pentacles that comes after that reverse, which means there is like an imbalance or only seeing things from one side. It needs to be this time in your life right now, Scorpio, where you're looking at other things. So in your relationship, if you're in a relationship, you need to look at, you know, other things in your life right now that are on the other side, you know, because the Two of Pentacles is about land and sea. And I think that there's aspects of where it's like, you can't just stay on the land and just see what's here. You got to also like look at the sea. And if you're single, you got to maybe look at other situations and keeping yourself in a flow to where you're seeing everything, because as a Scorpio, you are all about commitment. And commitment is something that you need to be able to see all the sides before you commit. Because if you commit to something and you didn't look at the other side, then you see it and it tries to come in your life and then you're blocking it, well, then what's going to happen? Then you're stuck with something that you don't want and you'll implode something that you don't really want, you know what I mean? And you don't want that to happen. The challenge is to find the blessings in your current situation. Well, that card's popped up a lot. I think that it's interesting that it's like, there's a challenge because the current situation not might be exactly the way you want it to see, but it's a blessing in disguise. It's really a blessing in disguise this week. So romantically, this is a week to go, this is all happening, whatever's happening in your current situation, it's a blessing. It's saving you to see both sides, to be more balanced, to make sure that you're not getting into a situation that is going to destroy you. And especially whenever you're getting reversals, it's about the past, especially about the Tower card reversed. There's definitely something about the past of old situations that you do not want to reoccur in your life that could be feeling like they're going to repeat again. You got the Seven of Cups reversed. So after this, it's saying, yeah, you know what? Maybe you aren't looking enough at too many situations. There's a lot other things out there. Maybe you're not looking. It also means that, you know, I think for you, it's time for you to look at other situations and go, you know, what do I really want? But narrowing things down is definitely a good thing with this card. But because this comes later in the deck, I always have associated Seven of Cups with maybe there's not enough looking around. Like there's a lot of other fish in the sea, or in your relationship, maybe there's other parts that, you know, you haven't seen yet. And now they're going to start to be exposed to you this week. And so this is about seeing that once you understand all avenues, both sides of everything, all different things in the world, you'll know whether or not it's worth committing to or not. And I think with this spiritual advice card, you got to stay focused. Stay focused on your path right now. Stay focused about things from a place of mental aspects, not emotional. Because, you know, Scorpios can get really all, it's very important to just stay focused on where you're going right now. Stay focused on the things that are going to be good for you and to see all sides. Stay focused on seeing everything that's available. Wide open energy to be available is very important for Scorpios right now. And to see everything and to see things from all sides to be balanced. And you got Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn in the 6th house. Yeah, you've got to think about your reality and if it's taking you to the right road. So in the relationships right now in your life, it's about time with Capricorn. Mercury is slow in Capricorn, right? It's like, I need to process all the steps to get there. And within the 6th house, it needs to go, is this healthy? Is this actually reality worthy? Because you don't want to put your emotions into something that's not going to get you to where you want to go. If it's a situation to where the reality actually doesn't work, or the reality doesn't mesh well with your reality, or you're living two different lives, you know, like, is it really going to get you to where you want to go? This is what you have to think about. And this also means that you need to communicate reality extremely about goals. And if those goals are not on the same page, and I think especially with Mercury in the 6th, you need to look at your whole entire reality here and see what is the best for you in the long run. So it's important for that. I think that, you know, Mercury in the 6th, though, I would definitely watch communication with it in Capricorn. Like, don't just speak about things that you want to. Like, take your time and process things, and definitely don't just say things out of tongue right away. Definitely just kind of see how things are going, see the blessings in how whatever the situation is, and kind of sit back. This is just about kind of sitting back and staying focused and seeing how things are played out for you to avoid a crazy situation. So, and I think that you will 100% avoid a crazy situation. So it's not like you're going to be stuck in something that's crappy. Like, you're definitely just avoiding a negative situation this week, and just count your blessings with it and chill. It's not going to be horrible. You know what I mean? And you know what? The universe, the only sign that got a little bit of a message there from the universe was that ending there, Scorpio. So you always pay attention to that stuff. If a bird goes, or if I were to have some dog run in here and start licking me in the middle of the reading, we pay attention to that. We pay attention to that as readers, whether we're tarot or astrology. And when we're channeling and we're guiding, we pay attention to that stuff. What do the Scorpios have to say about that, you know? I've done this before. I've done a daily tarot video every day for 5 years, and I've done weekly tarot for 6 years. Me and One Feather used to do it, and if you've been on my app, I've been doing it every day for 4.5 years on the app. And go look at my old videos on YouTube in 2014. I was doing a daily tarot video, and I used to do daily tarot and weekly tarot for each sign. And in 2015, I've literally done over 10,000 videos. So I'm just going to drop some bombs on people. Like, have I ever done this shit before? Really? All right. Sages. And that one person, I'm going to throw the curse off the Sages, and I love you, whoever that's in there, but we're not trying to put negative energy towards anybody on this thing, so, or what cards. Sages got Page of Pentacles upright. So this is about you starting to see that good things are forming in relationships, that you're starting to see value, but don't give it too much credit with Page of Pentacles. It's just a little bit of info. Like, okay, maybe somebody's valuing you more. Maybe your relationship, you're starting to see some sort of value. But also if you're single, this is good because people are starting to value you, or maybe you get somebody like says something really nice about you. But we gotta see where this thing's gonna go. But it is good news because there is good energy showing up. We're just gonna see where that good energy is gonna be aimed at, where it's going. 10 of Pentacles. So what's showing up is good news, but does it really have full foundation to it? That's why I was feeling that it was just like a little bit of good news. So you might get, if you're single, somebody like swoons on you, or somebody sends you like, I don't know, a DM, slides into your DMs with like, you're hot or something, but you realize like, you look at them and they don't have a foundation, or they don't really, maybe they don't want a full-blown relationship either. Maybe they don't want a deep connection. Definitely you want to stay away. If you're in a relationship right now and they're saying like, well, I find this value, they say something nice to you, you need to counter back with like, well, okay, I see something nice. Are we going to go deeper? Are we going to create a home together? Are we going to be in a better place? Or maybe there's some weird situations going on about a foundation in the relationship that need to be confronted, and there's good news when you speak your value. So this is about bringing relationships, whether you're single or coupled, to a place where you feel more valued and that you have much more of a security blanket, because I feel that right now Sagittarius don't feel security at all in their relationships. The challenge card is to meditate. So it's like, don't start rushing to this, oh, I heard something good, or they said something they finally wanted to say, or finally somebody's swooning on me. Like, meditate and see if this is really the foundational aspect in the relationship or in a single situation that actually is there. You want to actually like process it, tap to your guides, tap into things, and actually meditate on it. You did get the King of Swords after that. So it's almost like you need to turn off your mind of control of how you want it to look, how you think that you can fix it, how you think that you can make it happen. You can't make it happen the way that you want to. Sorry to say, there's just no way. Like, you can't control other people and what they want to bring together. The 10 of Pentacles is a family unit. Everybody's together. They're all on the same page. With that reversed, you might have somebody who's exciting and good and starting to see value in you, because when it's a Page of Pentacles, it's like the beginning. Like, oh, we just saw news that we like you. It's kind of like getting an email from somebody who wants to do business with you. It doesn't mean you're going to do business with them. You know what I mean? Like, I get offers all the time, and then it's like, that looks amazing, and then, oh God, and then you get deeper, and they don't have the foundation there, and then maybe you didn't meditate on it, and then, oh, you thought that you could figure it out, you try everything you can. This week you got to like pull out of your mental thought stuff, and you need to go to your spiritual, physical, more valued self and see if you're getting that true value there. Your spiritual advice is the Freedom card. So you know what? Maybe that you need to set yourself free a little bit more. You need to kind of see what else is out there and just the world and the universe and yourself. And I think that also, spiritually, you know, Sag, you need to be expressing more. And I don't think that you need to be trapped. I think that it's important for you to realize that this is saying that, you know what, this is important for you to kind of like free yourself from feeling like you need to figure things out so much in control. Free yourself from, you know, over calculating things, because the challenge is meditating on it, and free yourself from situations that don't have foundations upon it. Or if you're trying to enter into a relationship that has no foundation or doesn't define it or doesn't know, and it's got a good aspect to it, definitely don't get caught up into that too much. A lot of Mercury's popping up. I think the last 3. We got Mercury and Cancer in the 4th house. Yeah, you got to communicate how your emotions are in foundation. This is family. Cancer and 4th house with Mercury there. Definitely your environment needs to feel like home. If you're not included in the home, or if you're not feeling at home with the person and your feelings are not able to be communicated, definitely stay the hell away, because it's definitely not something that you're going to want to be in. And definitely this week, in your relationships, you have to communicate your real feelings. If you're in a partnership, you need to communicate your feelings of how you're not feeling the valued position at the home position that you want to be at, Sag. Big time. So, not bad, but I think that this is narrowing things down for Sagittarius to go, oh yeah, that's where I want to go. That's exactly where I want things to be. Okay, yeah. You just are letting your feelings out, and you want to feel that you're part of the team, and that you want to feel fully integrated. If you're not being fully integrated, or somebody's on the fence and they're showing you swooning and you're single, but they're not wanting to integrate that much, and they're kind of like blocked, or they don't even like let you into their space fully, or they don't like let you fully in, because sometimes people let you in your space but really not, still have like a little guard up. Definitely something that you want to free yourself from, and you want to be very aware of the signs. The meditation gives you the awareness of your subconscious patterns, and that's where subconsciously with the King of Swords after, you might be like overly thinking that you could figure this thing out, instead of looking at that it's just a subconscious pattern that continues to repeat in a relationship. You know? Yeah, streaming straight from LA. Well, actually we stream here from our studios in Orange County in Huntington Beach. I live in LA, but we chose to put High Vibe Studios out of the craziness in beautiful Orange County around the beach. This is an interesting comment. David, you make me hot. Nice. Thank you. Show me yours. Okay, now you're getting a little too much there. Did I miss Aries? Yeah, but you can go back. Once this is done, people always put up things for me. I don't know how to do that, believe it or not. And I have like almost 2,000 videos on YouTube. All right, so let's see what's going on for the Capricorns now. Capricorn's got a lot of love going on, a lot of Taurus finishing up here, a lot of Uranus stuff, a lot of Venus stuff going on. Woo. All right, so we got Cappies now. Cappies. Wow, this card comes up a lot, but this you got upright. Capricorn, you need to go look at a lot of other new situations. There is a lot out there. It's okay to go into the fantasy of looking out there more, because I think that you're stuck in positions where it's not that exciting and not that magical. You know, sometimes I always put a little caution in this card of like looking too far and looking for too much and being too over dramatic fantasy-wise, but I feel that Capricorns truly need this right now, bad. So definitely look at a lot of options right now. In your relationship, also look at maybe in your partner, if you're having a kind of an end energy where you're not feeling it, do you really see a lot of other magical there? Try and see the other magic, but if you don't, we're going to see what's going to happen. Page of Pentacles reversed. This card has come up a lot, Page of Pentacles. This is like 4th time. I think that you're going to see that, you know what, when you look out there and you're looking around, you know, it's going to help you understand the things that are really not manifesting are going to work. So you're going to see what's not going to work, because your fantasies are going to realize that there are things that are not working. So you're going to have to either find a bridge to make that happen, or more importantly, stay away from situations where like the fantasy really is not what it is, or they're not communicating to you, or they're not showing up with that fantasy that way. Definitely this is a week where there's a lot where you're having to reassess in your romantic life, whether you were single or in a relationship, because things aren't working the way you thought they were, and especially because you have all these visions, and are they going in that direction or not? Your challenge card is purification, that you're afraid to re-purify either the relationship itself and kind of like start over, or like really kind of revive things from a new space and seeing if things can work by looking at a different way at it. Or if you're single, it's like, you know what, maybe it's time for you to just kind of like completely erase all your Tinder contacts or whatever, and like literally go, let's start over and let's look again. Or maybe try a different dating site, or maybe try going out to a different place and starting from a new place. Capricorns definitely have to start everything from new, even in their current relationships. Purify, look at a new fantasy, look and see if you can meet in a new area of the relationship that you haven't been met before, because it's definitely not working the way that it's at right now in a very positive way. And there's a lot of delusion about what is possible for Capricorns in relationships. Like, is it really possible this way? Is it really going the right direction? Like, purifying, I think this challenge of the purification is like, I think that you want a relationship that feels pure instead of like a job. And that's the only time that Capricorns get a break from a job, is love. And to overcome that, you got the Hangman reverse. Yeah, you need to get out of a situation that feels stuck. I feel that all Capricorns feel really stuck. They feel stuck in going after the same kind of people, not like a Virgo, but, you know, continuing after somebody that's not really showing what it is. And then in relationships, seeing that there is a lot of stuff that, you know what, you've been stuck in, and you need to get out of that stuck energy by trying something new, by either restarting it or, you know, confronting that situation and realizing, you know what, this isn't working, this is where I want to go, and seeing where they show up. Are they able to show up with that same fantasy and dream? That's what you're going to be able to see this week. And with spiritual advice, you got power of joy. Your advice is to go find the most joyous place ever. Oh my gosh. Go find that joy. Go find that extreme happiness, wherever that might be. You know, I know Capricorns are so loyal and they're so, you know, committed to everything, but it's like, you should be committed to joy and happiness in your life. You don't need to be committed to things that you don't want to do and that you're over and that you think are crap or bullshit. You don't need to do that. It's not worth your time. You got Uranus in the 9th house and Sag. Wow. I was born with Uranus and Sag. In the 9th, though, you definitely have a lot of new places to go explore. And you know what? New people to explore to maybe help you, even if you are in a relationship, maybe just going out with friends and going on a trip or going on an expedition or going on a quick, it's not quick, it is longer. And I think that this is also you know, kind of reaching to new places, exploring new places that you've never been before, whether that is a new dating site or exploring situations that might feel a little crazy and radical, but exciting. Go there, try that, go explore that area, go do something different, go do something that is going to show you and to help understand the situation, because I think that you're too caught up in the mess that wherever you're at, single or if you're in a relationship, where it's not showing up in the environment you want to. You need to go explore. You need to go try something different. You need to go out there and try something new in all situations for Capricorns right now, because it's not bringing it. And that's where the purification comes, is through showing up and going somewhere different and trying something different and actually bring that joy in. That's going to purify you. Like and joy doesn't have to be like going to make out on the beach while you're in a relationship with someone else. It just means that, you know, you're going to go find happiness and see if that joy is in the relationship you're in. And if you're single, then maybe, yeah. Maybe if you've never made out on a beach before with somebody off Bumble instead of Tinder, that's different. Cappies. Cappies are like, literally the universe is like saying, go have fun. Not only from the cards, but in the astrology. Like Capricorns are like, bring love in and you will create the abundance you want in your life. If you're stuck in a place where you're not in love, there's not too much abundance there. So, what do they have to say? Cap on. Yes, all Caps are workaholics. Love the self-esteem. Dating websites are delusional. Maybe they are for some people. Who knows? I'm saying that maybe try a different dating site. All right, Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. We only got Aquarius, Pisces left, and we're done. Aquarians, we got this 5 of Swords upright. So Aquarians, don't push people away this week. I think that you're going to make a lot of demands on people, whether you're single or in a relationship. And if you're trying to have love in your life, it's like you're saying like, no, I can't because I'm doing this, or I have to do that, or this is the way that it is. It's like people are going to walk away from you because it's like you're not willing to work with them. Like you need to be able to work with people this week in romantic situations and in your partnerships. If you're trying to have so much control and push everything in a way and have it be a certain way, people are going to walk away. They're going to be like, what the hell? Like, I thought you were an Aquarius. I thought we worked together. So you're going to want people to work together with you, and you're going to want to allow people to be working together, because if you're just like so on your own way and so like, let me take this and I have this and I have to be this way and this is what I got going on and this is it's just like everybody's like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm just, you're too much. Okay, no problem. And that's because you got the Emperor reversed. You're feeling that you don't have power right now. And I think that is the issue, Aquarius, is that because right now you feel that you're disempowered, or that you need to step more into power right now in order to get what you want, to get where you need to go, you're not going to have anybody around in your relationship, or if you're single, and you're blowing it, because you'll get more power by bringing people in and having fun and having joy and having love. You'll actually have more. You'll actually get to where you want to go. But if you're blocking that, you're, not going to be able to feel that. And this is because you don't feel like you have the power anymore. Maybe you've been experiencing, especially last month or especially in the last couple of weeks, a lot of power. And then now it's just like normal life. And so it's like, no, you don't need to go to craziness to try and bring back that intensity again. This is 2 intense cards. You don't need to try and bring intensity into your personal life. Maybe you can actually bring more intensity by allowing people to be part of it and to help you and just bring joy so you can feel powerful again. It was funny, I shuffled, but you got power of joy. Your challenge is to be joyful this week. You're kind of in a place where you're just looking for command, and you're just looking for your own way to get there. And Aquarius, it's time for you to find happiness again. So you could really rub your partner off this week, or if you're single and somebody's coming after you, you might miss out on a great situation because you're not willing to go have fun. You're trying to just empower your life your own direction, and you're pushing everybody away. And that's because you're trapping yourself. You're literally this week feeling like, I am trapped, I can't get anywhere, I can't have joy, I'm not able to, I'm just going to swoon. It's almost like you want to be addicted to kind of like your own energy, but it's not making you feel good anyway. So get out of that. Don't trap yourself. If you're going to trap yourself into your own mental way of how you're going to figure your life out, it's going to feel toxic. It's going to feel divisive. This is actually kind of a gnarly reading, I'm going to be honest with you, Aquarius. And you got the yoga card as your spiritual advice, which means, yoga means like putting down your phone, putting down your backpack, putting down all of the things in your life and stretching and feeling and flowing and connecting. And I think that the advice for you is to like put a lot of things down, especially when it comes to this overpowerment, to try and feel joy, not the true joy, but the joy of your own ambitions and the joy of pushing things too hard, which is going to trap you and not feel good and could even make you feel sick. The truth is that sickness comes when we don't have joy. And I think that for you, you do need to think of how yoga is. Like, it's just like you got to put on easier clothes to move around in and be more free and like truly allow yourself to feel. You got the 12th house, Libra, Saturn. So Saturn's exalted in Libra in the 12th. This means that you have to let go of the things that are holding you back right now, which are definitely imbalances in fairness. But also, I think that part of it is like that it's time for you to really find magical things in relationships. This is not about yourself right now. This is about that you can go farther with the support and the spiritual support of relationships. But also Saturn in the 12th can kind of hide, and especially relationship-wise, hide from relationship situations. And I think that's not going to be a good thing. The opposite of this, of course, is Saturn Aries in the 6th, which is probably what you're doing. You're like trying to define yourself in your career and your work and all this stuff, when really you should go find magic in relationships. And that's what's going to cut out toxicity. This doesn't mean that you're entering into toxic waters because you're in a relationship or you're trying to work on a relationship. It means that this is actually where the magic is for you. Saturn likes to be in the 12th, and it's exalted here. So definitely think about that, Aquarian. So we're on the last sign. What's going on with people? This is my last time to talk to you here. I want to get some dirt. I want to get some gossip. What's some good gossip? I got facts. Simple is the best. Come on, somebody's got to give me some dirt. Virgo's 2, up, right out of sight, and okay, all right, let's see. Love is a flower. You got to let it grow. That's true. Miracle Grow works, but not for long, and then it becomes toxic, too. 1111's over there, yeah. Somebody said, Cappy Rising, I'll never use dating sites again. Yuck, I'd rather stay single. Sounds like a Cap Rising thing. Because of what? The integrity thing? There's actually people of integrity. I used to be on dating sites back in the day. I haven't been on one for like 3 or 4 years. But like there are good people on dating sites. I'm just going to call a Leo to a Cap Rising. Maybe Cap Rising, you know, it's like, if you really want the old school, like there's plenty of senior centers that might have single people there, but like, come on, Cap Rising, like this is Saturn and Pluto in your first. This is about trying new things, and that the world has changed, that old traditions are over, and chastity belts are done. I don't know if you can buy a chastity belt anymore. Love you though. Everybody says dating sites suck. It's a lie. Like, I agree dating sites can suck. I think that the lesson about dating sites is like, if you're gonna go on dates, you turn off the notifications while you're at the dinner with the person and you feel the person fully. Because the problem with dating things right now is like you go on the date and guess what? You're getting hit up by like 5 other people that you had swiped right on fucking like a week ago. And then you're getting messages from like 6 other people that you swiped right maybe 6 weeks ago or that you already went on a previous date with. So I think that it's important to kind of like put your own restrictions on things. Be like, all right, and then be open. Like, I remember at the end of my dating site days, I was like, listen, I've talked to you now for a little bit of time. I'm taking you out. Like, let's just like both really try to feel each other and enjoy each other and do these things. I'm not going to like check my phone. I'm not going to turn off notifications on my dating app and just not even pay attention to it and just feel you fully and then process at night instead of running after the date and then going back on it. Like, I think that it's about like learning control with it because that's really what it is. When people say dating sites suck, I'm just going to call people out for their real bullshit. Is that you are running and checking when you're in the bathroom, you're getting the notification, you're swiping right again when you go to bed that night. You're fucking now looking at something else when you just had something beautiful maybe right in front of you and you're seeing if there's something better. So the issue is learning how to control your urges of a dating site, literally. That is fucking facts, straight up. Dating sites don't suck. People just don't know how to use them because back in the day, before dating sites, we had something called AOL Teen Chat. And you know what? I met a girl online for the first time at 14 years old. And we met at 15, when I was 15. So we talked for like 6 months on Teen Chat and we sent our pictures in the mail. Sent our pictures in the mail, and all I would do was talk to her every day. And then my buddy would talk to her girlfriend, and then it was old school like that. So online is good. It's just like when you get too caught up in like even on Instagram and stuff. It's like if you're just gonna go bang 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 bang, oh man, blah, 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 blah. It's like, come on, like if you like someone, give them the attention, call them, talk to them, and just stick on that until you get to a position to where you're on a date. And then on the date, give them the full energy of the date. Give them the full energy after the date. Give them the next day. Give them, if you're gonna choose a date, choose the date. Give it a couple days. Give it to see it, and then go back to writing. And then go back to swiping. You know what I mean? I know Pisces are like, I want my fucking reading. And you know what? Somebody wrote to me on there like, oh, I loved your reading, but I know Pisces, you kind of rush to the end or whatever. Pisces, you are the last sign. You get you get the mature, better thing, and you get the whole where I actually got to take a second and disconnect and come back, and we're going to give you a full reading here, Pisces, all right? I love Pisces very much. All right, Pisces. Love this week. The Hierophant reversed. Definitely, if you're coupled, maybe not seeing the same values and visions and spiritual things, but also, maybe it also is that your schedules are changing. This is, traditions are changing. Everything's changing in the relationship. If you're single, this is about getting out of your own beliefs of how relationships should be, or how, girls should be treating me, or how boys should be treating me, or all this kind of stuff. Like, this is where your belief systems have kind of gone too much, possibly even your own religious beliefs. This is where, and it's so funny because the whole conversation pre this was all about, oh, well, dating acts up. Do they really? Maybe they don't. Maybe you have this belief system, Pisces, that, oh, I can't. Or maybe you're in a current relationship. Maybe you've been married a long time. Maybe they're like, oh no, I have to just keep doing this thing the way I want to. Relationships can form and change into great things. It's about time for you to kind of pull out. You don't need to listen to this kind of like traditional aspect. Maybe, and I like the Hierophant because it's a preacher. It's actually a Pope in this one. It's the old Pope card. Like, the Pope changes. And the Pope, every time the Pope changes, there's a different viewpoint. Like, the Pope will change the viewpoint of the church all the time. So it's important for you to change the viewpoint of your relationships and see where they're going, if you're in one or if you're not in one, about how you're going to allow one in, and not be so, it has to be this way only in my beliefs, and it's only going to work this way. Yeah, I think that for you, this is good. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. I think it's important to have this card because I think that you have been kind of like sitting in your own way of how you're going to think that things feel good, but by leaving your old beliefs and also leaving your own kind of confidence of how you think things are going to manifest and be created and be beautiful with yourself, like, I think it's important for you to realize, like, you know what? You don't know what is the best for you right now in relationships. So you got to be open, and I think that it's good for you to kind of like get out of your own way this week with relationships and allow other people to come in and other situations to come in and other beliefs to kind of maybe show you where to go, and in yourself, allowing yourself to get out of your own way. Because I think that you only see yourself beautiful in a relationship this one way only, and I'm telling you that that way is not staying beautiful anymore. That's why you are probably watching this video. You got the yes card for your challenge, which is so funny. You're afraid to say yes to try new things. You're afraid to say yes to a new change in a relationship. You're even probably afraid to say yes to yourself about a relationship that you don't even like, to maybe say yes to get out, or yes to see something different, or yes to change, or yes to a relationship that wants to come in. You're like blocking things. This is a lot of blockage that you're having to work on this week. Because guess what? If you actually say yes, you will get the most amazing thing in the world. And in tarot, especially in love readings, the Ten of Cups brings all good things. It brings feelings of all colors, of all connectiveness, of the true feeling that people are reaching for this life. But you got to remember that these feelings don't stay this way forever. And I think that this is a good reminder to get this as the overall card when it comes with this Hierophant reversed, because it's like, yeah, to get back to this position, which we're not here every single moment of our lives, right? That's what astrology teaches us. That's what the universe teaches us. That every day is not the most perfect, bright, sunny day. Of course, we can change our perspective and stuff, but you're at a point to where you only think you're going to reach this by this old belief system in yourself, and that's not going to happen anymore. And especially if you're not saying yes to things that you've never tried before. Ganesh is definitely about opening up to new ideas and the door opener and the one that actually gets you through your obstacles. And I think that, you know what, it's like you're just going to create obstacles by saying no and not exploring. Now, your spiritual advice card is work your magic, Pisces, and you are the magician. I don't know if we got this for you last week. It might have. I don't remember. But the spiritual advice was Saint Germain, and we did get this card for you last week. I am blown away because Saint Germain is the violet ultralight, and that's what you rule. So again, another week of go work your magic. Go find magic. Go be with magic. Go allow magic to go to a higher octave now. If you're in a relationship and you're not at a higher octave and they're not at a higher octave with you and they're not in a magical place with you, yeah, then let go of the beliefs that you got to continue to hold on to that. You don't need to be alone. I think that this is the issue with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, that, you know what? Why do you need to be alone? Even in a relationship. I'm going to be honest with Pisces. Pisces, even the ones that are coupled, are in these weird alone situations in relationships. You don't need to be alone. But are you holding on to an old belief of how it's going to be, or even an old system in the relationship? There's a whole world of yes and greatness out there for you. Pisces got this amazing spread. I'm going to pull one more card because last week you got the same card. Oh, look at that. You're not working your magic because you're not trying to go look into new directions and leave to new places and try new things. The Chariot reverse. You're not letting the universe take you on a new wild ride. Magic is a new wild ride. Go towards that new wild ride. Follow that. It also is bored with the energy. It's already figured everything out, already knows everything. It's a little bit like Game of Thrones, like being stuck in, Winterfell all the time. It's like, maybe King's Landing might have something better. Pre-season 8, right? I won't give away everything, but yeah. So, let's do these dice. Let's see what happens here. Oh my gosh. Of course. For Pisces, I'm working magic for you all. I'm literally going over the table to get you this last one. All right. Another Mercury. You got Mercury and Leo. Okay, go have fun. Go be in new environments that are fun. And you got in the 8th house. Oh, yeah. Ooh, bow. This is some sexual stuff, too. But I will say, this is important for you to go find some depth that's more fun and new environments and think of a deeper, new way. And actually, you have some really private, really desirable places and environments that you want to go try out. Go there. Be honest, too, if you're in a relationship about maybe what you want more sexually. Speak about it, what your heart really wants. But also, if you're single, you need to communicate what you want. Leo, 8th house, Mercury, you're too shy to communicate it. You need to be over that and say, this is what I kind of want. Just go out there and say it. And if it doesn't work, then you know. Then you know. So then at least you can move towards a new direction. Your magic will work, especially if you actually start to actually pay attention to what you really want. But the problem is, if you're not willing to, this is where I'm going to tell you the biggest thing you're ever going to learn right now in your life, right now through this reading, Pisces. This is it. You might think you know what you want, but are you willing to do what you want back? Think about that one. So let's say you really want somebody, or you really want your partner to do this. Are you willing to, when that comes in, actually do it? Because there's something about asking for it, and then if it shows up, and then you don't show up fully the way that is, how are you going to get that? So this is where your beliefs and where you have to get out of like how you think is the most beautiful way to be and eradicate those old beliefs, because there's a whole different world for you out there. Thank you all for being part of Deep Love Tarot. I want to just say bye to the chat with everybody. Somebody just said I need to get out of Winterfeld, a.k.a. Michigan. I like Michigan, but yeah, it can be cold there. But definitely I want to say thank you so much. So much love out there. Yeah, I gave no spoilers, Craig. It's just a great time. I just think it's a good week. I think we're all in an interesting place. I'll pull one card just overall for love for everybody one more time, and all the signs and everything, and I'll pull the dice one more time here. It's kind of a completion moment here, and we're just gonna cut the deck, and we're gonna pull up. We got the King of Cups reversed. I think that really was the first card. That's crazy. We'll pull an Ascended Masters, which, I just did that, but it is Work Your Magic, and then I'll cut it again, and we got Artistic Expression. Yeah, we just got to let go of the control of how we feel and feel magic, express ourselves the way that we want to. And we got Pluto in the 10th house. We're going to achieve love by going into magic land and feeling our soul and doing what our soul wants. And this is definitely a time to change the idea about our plan about what our soul wants in love, and explore some outer territories that we've never been before this week. So in ourselves and possibly with others. Thanks so much. Make sure you get my Confronting Your Fears video into Paradise. This goes deep into love too, especially with the big choices that I know that you're feeling right now. This covers all the way to June 21st, 2019. This is going to be a big month with the Mars aspects, and this week for love with Mars square Chiron, Mars. I cover it all in a 75-minute video. It's super awesome. It's at highvibe.tv, and you get my daily videos, my daily tarot, with the daily horoscope, my weekly sun sign horoscopes with cards, my weekly tarot, which is about all things going on in life, my weekly intuitive, all at highvibe.tv with 8 other people that are doing awesome videos every day and weekly. It's all there at highvibe.tv. We have a really cheap subscription service, and we have a 7-day free trial. It's pretty awesome. And we have the Android app out, and the Apple app is actually approved. I just have to push go, but I'm waiting to hear back from my developer to make sure that the Apple TV is matching it, and then we're going live this week with the iPhone app. So, but you have control of it much better than through Apple when you just sign up at highvibe.tv. So thanks so much for all your support. I truly support it. And everything that you do and everything that you bring back to me. I just love you all so much, and the way to support me is to share these videos and definitely help me out and everybody else out on highvibe.tv by being a member of highvibe.tv for super cheap. Thanks so much for all your support. Truly appreciate it, and I'll see all of you for Deep Astrology tomorrow.